The following contest is a special referee match and is for the World Heavyweight Championship. Please welcome the special referee for this match, the Icon, Nate
The people of San Juan making their feelings known despite a ripper of an international championship defense that this man had not that long ago in this building. He has swapped out his trunks for a striped shirt and will now be a part of what I'm sure, Jason Sensation, will be called right down the middle for the CCW World title.
I should hope so. I'm also glad he put on a t-shirt because we don't need to see them welts from that jackass Cassie Alexander Hayes. A miracle what modern science can do when you apply cold compress and a nice sauna and all that other good stuff in between. But what's there to say about Nate Ortiz, special guest referee? First time being special guest referee? Not really. If you look at the illustrious history of OCWFED, 21 years, 20 of which Nate was around for, really isn't much to be said, but it's a big fight field, Jake Allen. CCW Championship. Fun fact, Nate Ortiz was a former CCW champion as well.
Nate Ortiz knows what it's like to be in the spotlight, obviously over 20 years here in OCW alone. Five-time OCW World Heavyweight Champion, as you mentioned, former CCW World Heavyweight Champion himself. We don't have enough time to run down all his accolades, but the question looms overhead, boss, and sarcasm or not, I have to ask you again, what do you think the chances are that the man who has spent the last month and a half beating down the challenger from all directions, what chance does he have to call this, as you said, right down the middle for his mom?
Stepmom, first of all. Second of all, I would hope that Nate calls it down the middle, and I will also try to be impartial. The problem is OCW, unlike other professional organizations, has a very short memory when it comes to things of this nature. Like, we forget what's happened in the past because I guess people don't like history. And we'll talk about it more maybe during the match, but I just want people to understand that sometimes when you run your mouth and you don't have a check you can cash, you just look like an ass. But I digress. I'll try to do my best to call it down the middle. I'm not getting involved. We have a special guest referee, we have a challenger, we have a champion, and we're going to have a match, and we'll see what happens.
I'd love to see what Nate did if you tried to get involved.
Look at you fanning the flames, bro. You're very aggressive. You shouldn't be.
And Jason Sensation, it seems our challenger hit the Puerto Rican waters feeling froggy, and he is ready to jump for the CCW World title.
I want to echo your excitement, Jake Allen. I'm happy that the Black Phoenix is back. But again, my previous point, let us not pretend that this man didn't destroy the lives of the legendary K. D'Angelo, the legendary Bobby Minio, and sad to say, the legendary Ryu Matsumoto. A little Visine doesn't change that fact. A little Visine doesn't change the fact that throughout the illustrious history, the people that a lot of you want to put on a pedestal have performed egregious, horrible acts. We pretend these don't exist because my wife decided to go for a different championship. So let's all pretend that that's the case and that she's the worst person on the planet, and this man standing here is some angelic figure trying to save OCW. Fun fact, this is not new. People have been trying to save OCW since I started the place. When I was actually trying to do a fair and just job, people tried to take my company from me. Doesn't change. The only thing that changes, Jake Allen, is the year. And this year, in 2025, at Summercide, we have Quartz. Will that be the case? We shall see. I wonder what happens if he is successful. Will everything dramatically change? Will the record gates that we have disperse? Will the record merchandising change as well? Will it go down? Will it go up? Will the record gates on these weekly shows on Riot and Turmoil, will they increase? Will they decrease? Who knows? Challenges are plenty, Jake Allen, but hey, it's a horrible regime despite people getting what they deserve and what they need. Anthony Moore the champion, but it's a horrible regime. Please, show me where I'm wrong. Tell me where I'm incorrect, Jake Allen. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
Nobody could correct the tornado Jason Sensation with the spin job of a decade.
Call it a spin job or call it facts.
It's a hell of a job by you to miss every potential point you could have made.
Should have made the point.
But I think it's time for the champion to make her arrival.
Ladies and gentlemen, 世界中のファンが見守る中、今夜我々は本当に特別なものを目撃する。20年以上もの間、CCW 選手権はプロレス界で最もエリートなショーの一つとして君臨してきた。そして今までは男性のみが保持するタイトルだった。しかしその時代は終わった。史上最強の女性 CCW チャンピオンを紹介する。彼女は型にはまることなく新しいものを作り上げた。許可を求めることなく力ずくでトップの座を奪った。冷酷、たくましく、革命的。彼女は単なる瞬間ではなくムーブメントなのだ。彼女は OCW の風景を永遠に変えた落雷なのだ。ようこそ史上初の女性 CCW チャンピオン、そしてあなたの女帝久美子センセーション。
Jewels of the CCW Championships adorning the buckles on Empress's gear for tonight's CCW World Championship match. And again, you hear the response from the crowd. We heard it last week when these two had their final words to one another. If there's one thing Empress does not care about, it's their approval, it's my approval, it's your approval. She carries the CCW title into San Juan with as much pride as ever, boss.
Ryu Matsumoto's uncle said it best. The greatest woman in OCW history, period, bar none. The greatest CCW champion of OCW. But I might be biased, Jake Allen. But unlike you and your constituents, I'm aware that I could be biased on occasion. That's called self-awareness. That's called knowing yourself. That's what a lot of you people lack, if I may say so myself. And look at my son-in-law being polite for the world's CCW women's, my woman, CCW champion. Word vomit, baby. I'm excited. Can you tell, Jake Allen?
I'm going to prevent getting into any flame wars with you here tonight, Jason Sensation. There's been a lot of dialogue and a lot of hatred in and around this entire situation. You may think it's warranted, you may not. There's one thing that is for certain. This woman has forced her way to the top of the industry as the CCW World Champion. We have seen excellent reigns from both sides, the OCW and CCW side. Empress looking to be considered in that same upper echelon. We have a championship on the line. We got a special referee. We got a challenger. We got a champion. Love it or not.
You hear the crowd.
We got to decide a winner.
Can barely hear you over the
Introducing
crowd.
challenger. From Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 275 pounds, it is Quartz!
Looks like he's ready, Hoop.
From Kyoto, Japan, weighing in at 128 pounds, the CCW champion, Fumiko Sensation!
The reaction mixed, and it's hard to say if it's for one or both, boss. You bring up a lot of good points. Quartz, we saw it in the intro, has not entirely been on the up and up himself, trying to make amends and do what he believes is right. The CCW title on the line. Nate Ortiz, what am I saying? Throw it up!
He's so big, it's hard to
Can't even see it. Get the cameras up.
Tread, do your job.
There's the bell.
Hey, you bring up an excellent point, Jake Allen. How did Quartz get this opportunity? You know, by hook or by crook. Definitely by crook and getting into F5. That's for damn sure. But hey, let's pretend that doesn't exist. Back to the action.
To your point, she called it out. She said if he wanted a shot, she'll give it to him. And now Nate Ortiz pulling Quartz out of the corner to give Empress a clean shot at the challenger. And now a quick cover here. Nate Ortiz, just a 1 count. Okay, so far, I mean, he did open up the opportunity for Empress to take advantage. But we'll try and stay focused on the action here. Nate Ortiz getting a close look as Empress follows suit with a big striking combination. The knee does not connect.
There's one thing you can say about my boo. She's always been a spectacle. Jesus Christ, I did not think that would connect, but it hit him right in the jaw, Jake Allen.
Here's the cover. Quartz always the powerhouse in every match he's been a part of. Obviously, this kind of dynamic, nothing that he is used to. Has to have eyes in the back of his head. As Empress going to continue the attack, Quartz countering with some elbows of his own.
Now, obviously, with Quartz 110% has the power and reach advantage and size advantage. And he needs to stop flexing in front of my son. That's the first thing. Get out and see. What purpose does this serve, Jake Allen? What purpose does that serve? Getting in the face of the referee. Do you let him do his job?
Look out!
Just like that. Nice eyes, back of his head. Good shot, good eye by Quartz. See, I can be fair, Jake Allen. I like you people.
Nate Ortiz and Quartz sharing some words in the middle of the ring as Empress missing that drop kick. And that's the power on display that we're used to from the 3-time CCW World Champion. Cover now and another. I gotta say, boss, I hate to say it. So far, Nate Ortiz playing it pretty down the middle.
Oh, you mean he's not counting like Greg? I was trying to curse and I stopped myself. That's how controlled I am.
3 minds, closed
The level
lines.
of patience I have with social media. 3 minds indeed. The patience I have with the locker room and social media. I should be giving it an award, a Nobel Peace Prize, for not burning you son of a bitches to the ground. Back to the action. Boo gets caught. Big shot by Quartz. Power on full display,
And
Jake
he's going
Allen.
right back
again,
to the well.
three minds again?
3 plus 3 is 6. And Nate Ortiz so far calling it right down the middle. Thankfully getting out of our hard cam's way. Appreciate that, GOAT. Big stomp to the midsection there for Quartz.
Better than Greg.
Big brace on the knee, and now a rope break being called. Quartz looking at the ropes. I don't know that I saw a rope break there, boss, and now these two getting into it again.
That could be a vision issue, and that's not being biased. That's being, if you look at the angle he's at, it could be. But again, might be a mistake on his part. But right there, you can't call a rope break on that one. That's right in the middle.
You could not count. No count on that one. No one, no nothing. But it wasn't a rope break. Empress, though, able to bounce back in a big way. She is one of the finest competitors we have ever seen, boss. And Lord, you're seeing the agility on display right now. You might love or hate the means that she used to get to this point. But when it comes to being a violent competitor in the center of that ring, you're seeing it right now. And this has got to be some mixed feelings for Nate Ortiz watching Castianity be represented right now directly in front of him. But we have seen this before.
Jesus Christ. Come on, Boo, please.
Empress
Boo, please.
stretching out the challenger and is going to end it with 2 big knees to the lower back of the already beat up Quartz, it seems.
It's the longest moving professional wrestling. I'm not a big fan of that, but it's okay. All right, now it's still the feeling out process of these things. Who's going to utilize his power? I'm going to utilize her tact. Gets caught. Took a little too long, Boo. You got to keep your eyes on that big white man. from
Forced
Philly.
a couple back elbows to the
He's
lower back
dangerous.
and is now.
Why are you staring? Why is he staring
I don't
at
know.
Nate? Why is he
You're
taking his
asking
eyes
the wrong
off?
person.
See? That's what I'm
More
telling
eyes
you.
in the back of his head, and it was just that one lapse of concentration from the challenger. He's got to stay focused here. Does right
Jesus.
there a form of his own, and Nate watches on. CO2.
Goddamn.
Right to the jaw of the champion. Here is the cover. Nate Ortiz down, and again, no count after CO2.
Oh, what an asshole. What an asshole.
Oh, look, Quartz has had enough of the slow counts, apparently.
Defend this, Jake. Please defend this,
look.
Jake. Oh, slow count apparently.
And now into the
Okay,
corner.
cool.
Empress actually pulling Quartz back to keep him out of the corner with Nate Ortiz. Quartz apparently fed up, diving into the corner, and Empress ducked. Empress ducked the line.
Yeah, no, that's fine, right? You want me to be non-biased, but look at the actions of Quartz, and this is totally fine, right?
Empress
Sean
ducked.
Watson? Yeah, this
Empress
is great.
ducked that lariat, and Quartz took Nate over, and now Nate Ortiz kipping up quickly, and I think he wants a piece. Both of these two going after it, and
my
now Quartz
God,
throwing
this guy,
Empress
bro.
into Nate Ortiz. All three of these.
What? What the shit? Oh my
Is that
Christ!
Rex? Rex is Anthony Baker!
Oh, he's about to kill
Baker's
this
out
man's
of it.
soul.
We saw Rex come back at 7 Saturday and now interrupting proceedings.
Oh my God, this
Quartz
fat
right-hand
open
man.
garbage.
Anthony Baker has been dismantled by the returning Rex. No order in this one. What the hell is Nate Ortiz out here for?
You know what? You can't. Quartz started this nonsense first. I don't know what the hell's going on
And Nate
right
is
now.
still down the cover.
ref is down.
1, 2,
Why is the ref down?
3,
Why is the ref
4,
down?
5.
Why is the ref
What?
down?
That's a good question.
You know why? Because of Quartz. Please.
And
Because
now
of Quartz.
again,
We're gonna pretend that
sharing
didn't
more
happen.
words. And now, a big gut shot to Nate Ortiz. Quartz is just throwing hands at anybody that'll move. This is not a smart move for the
We're
challenger.
gonna pretend that Quartz
oh
is not.
my God.
Is like in. Oh.
It looks
Oh,
like
boy.
the seal has been broken.
That wasn't
Full
close.
Nelson slam to cover in a very quick count, but Quartz able to muscle out. We have Rex on the stage. Nate Ortiz accepted this. He was caught in the middle of things. But we got to get back to the action here. Nate Ortiz keeping things in line in the ring at least. Rex stopping short on the stage. Empress and Quartz going back and forth in the corner, boss.
To be clear, I'm not 100% with that, but guess what? It's not like unwarranted. You can't put your hands on the referee. He's not Greg. He's gonna put his hands on you. Don't do that. Keep it square. But hey, I digress.
I'm
mixing it up still. Rex came out, but it's just a minuscule distraction.
The
He's still
month
in
and
the
a
ring
half
though.
of attacks on Quartz, that doesn't warrant anything. You're right. He shouldn't be the
Yeah,
ref in this.
let's forget about Steven Jackson and Gonzalo while we're
He
at it.
should
Okay,
not
cool,
be
no
the
problem.
referee in this match. Empress standing to her feet. Quartz looking for the end. The right hand is blocked. Lariat does not
Nice
connect.
counter. Beautiful counter.
Both of these two showing up and showing out. What is Quartz?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, God. That might be it. Nate, do your job, Hoot.
Nate seems to.
Oh, took a little too long. A little Gregism on that one. I'll give you that one, Jake Allen. A little
The
Gregism
tensions
on
are
that
very
one.
high. I can't blame any of these three for getting mixed up in the whole thing. Nate Ortiz, no, a low blow attempt. Hey, wait a minute.
Bro, don't.
Nate Ortiz, now Quartz.
Maybe giving her a respite.
Quartz
Hoot.
getting
It's a
right
respite.
in his face. That was
warning.
a clear attempt at a low blow. As
That was a lonely fight.
the attacks continue on Quartz right now. Into the corner we go. Empress utilized the low blow to win the championship. Tried to do it there. Nate getting involved, separating the two. Empress bringing the challenger to his feet. Another knee strike doesn't connect. Looking for. Oh, I thought maybe a Black Phoenix there, but Quartz had other ideas.
Jesus Christ. It's a bad time for my boo right now.
Anthony Baker.
Quartz is in control, still pretty even.
I can't tell if he's received medical help yet. Rex still lurking in the background of this situation.
Wow.
Empress, big counter, and there's the low blow. Ring the bell.
That's a lonely Friday night, Who? That's not a low blow. It's a lonely Friday night. Jake, you know what's up? Oh, boy.
Now in the corner.
Oh, God.
Double stomp.
I swear to God, Who?
Nate Ortiz
Oh
not
my
ringing
God,
the bell,
no.
and now the cover. One, two.
Oh my God.
It's taking it all in. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, my God, bro.
Quartz letting his own frustrations get the better of him.
How does she keep doing this?
And now handing the CCW title away. Anthony Baker dismantled backstage.
Oh my God.
Empress in her hand.
My good friend Mark's going to be very upset tweeting tonight even.
You know what, boss? I'll tell you this. Nate should not have been the referee at all, but Quartz you got to stay focused. He let himself get distracted far too much dealing with the referee, and he got exactly what he asked for. What do you say? Surgery with a chainsaw.
Did he not instigate the referee, though? Is that the question? Which he did. That's the thing. I don't want to place the blame fully on Quartz, but you can't instigate a referee. Ortiz is not Greg. Greg's going to take whatever these people do and deal with it. Ortiz is not.
Wait a minute
Speaking
now.
of,
this conflict is not over. Quartz clearly blaming Nate Ortiz for what has happened. Imp has exited the building quickly, but the challenger not finished with the official in this one. I mean, taking things to a whole different measure.
He had a grueling match and a referee job, but this guy's assaulting my son-in-law.
And that's a Black Phoenix on Nate Ortiz.
What an asshole, bro. What an asshole, bro. I think this is what you call a sore loser, Jake Allen, but what do I know?
Quartz, Nate Ortiz up on the shoulders, and another Black Phoenix. Some kind of moral victory, but he didn't get what he wanted. Emperor's still your champion.
And he has himself to blame, Jake Allen.
I hate to agree with you.
He has himself to blame.
I hate to agree with you.
Yeah, it sucks, doesn't it? When that makes sense? God forbid. Thank you for watching Summercide. That's Jake Allen. I'm Jason. Yes.